Welcome back, friends. So in this video we will look at loops and its implementation in Python. So theoretically, if at all, we have to look at loops are of basically two kinds in Python. One is our for loop and another one is our while loop. Inside for loop we have two sort of different versions of loop. One is in range loop and another one is for each loop. It's basically for each version of the loop which we have used in other programming languages. So now let's explore these items in a more programmatic way. So let's suppose I just want to print all the numbers from 0 to 10. So this is how we will utilize loop for our purpose. For in range 10, sorry, for I in range it should be, and I will just print I. What it will do, it will just print all the numbers starting from 0 to 9. Now again, inside this for loop, what I want that the starting position should not be 0, it should be 1. So what I will do, I will just specify a start position here. I want my loop to start from 2, so my starting point is 2 and here it is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Amazing. Let's also apply a step function and see how it goes. Basically, a step function will allow us to skip elements in between. Structure, if at all, we have to look at. So this is how it is. So this will be the starting point of your loop, this will be the end point of your loop, and this will be the step function of the loop. It is applicable for for in range loop in Python. Now let's try to implement a for in range loop to print all the elements of an array. Let's suppose we have an array A of elements 3, 6, 9, 2, 5 and 1. Okay, M is in the place of comma. Some problem with my keyboard. It should be 9, then it should be 5 and 1. There you go. So now if we want to print all the elements of this array, so we will use simple for in range loop here. So for I in range, here we don't know the length of array, so we will figure out the length of A. This is the end point till which our array should run. The loop should run, basically, not array, sorry. We will do print of A of I. Easy. To print all the elements inside this array 3, 6, 9, 2, 5 and 1. Again, inside this array, if I want to print elements starting from 1th index, not from 0 index, what I will do, I will supply the index position here. I want to start from 1 and I want to go up to till here. So let's see what happens. 6, 9, 2, 5, 1. Again, it's starting from here and it is going all the way till here. Again, if I want to skip elements with my step function 2, so it will skip one function, sorry, not function, the elements. Let's see what happens. 6, 2 and 1. So it's starting from here and skipping 9, then printing 2, then again it's skipping 5 and printing 1. So in this array, if I want to print 3, then 9 and 5, I will supply the loop starting position 0 and let's see what happens. 3, 9 and 5. So 3, 9 and 5. What it is doing here, it is taking array A as input, and since we are giving a starting position at 0, it will start from 0, it will print 3. Then and we have given a step function of 2, so it will skip the immediate element and it will move to next element to print. So it is printing 3 and then 9. So to understand it in a more deeper way, let's clear this up. So it is printing 3, which is here, then again it is skipping 6 and it is going to print 9, then again it is skipping 2 and it is printing 5. Here we go. Since we have given our starting position as 0, that's why it is starting from 3, and since we have given our step function as 2, that's why it is skipping one element here. By default, the step function is 1, so if you don't supply any step function, it will be 1. That's why it will print all the elements in order 3, 6, 9, 5 to 1. So let's try it one more time. If I remove my step function from here, it will print all the elements as it is 3, 6, 9, 2, 5 and 1. Easy. And just to reiterate, if I want to starting position to be 3, it will start from 3, so 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. It will start from 2, 5 and 1. Amazing, isn't it? Now let's apply one more version of for loop here. This is called for each loop, basically a version of for each loop which is used in Python. So this is how it is used: for item in array A, just print the items. Easy. So this is a for each version of loop which is used in Python. It's you just have to name all the items inside this array A. Just print the items. This is much drilled down version of for in range loop, and it is much easier to access element inside a for each loop here. But there is one issue here. What if I want to print elements along with its index inside this loop? There is no way I can access the index of the element. For example, if I want to print element 3 and the index of element at whatever position it is, for example element 3 is at what position, let's copy it and paste it for better clarity here. I want to print in element 3 with index 0. I want to print element 6 with index 1. It's the actual element, it's the actual index where that element is present. So there is no way we can have access to the index here. But here comes to our rescue: enumeration. This is how we do it. For index and item inside our array A, and we are gonna enumerate our array. What enumerate does, whatever list you will supply to enumerate, it will attach the index element to that element inside that list, and it will return you. So here we have index and item. Let's try to print index and item, and let's see what happens. So at 0th index we have 3. Let's have a better understanding of it. At 0th index we have 3, so we have had 0. This is at 0 index, this is first index. At first index we have 6, there you go. Then at second index we have 9, there you go. Quite perfect, isn't it? This is the magic of enumeration. Enumeration is really helpful in those situations where you want to access the element along with its index. So ladies and gentlemen, this is for loop for you. Let's explore one more type of loop, which is while loop. So before wasting much time, let's create a sample while loop for you. Let's have an integer I with 0 value assigned to it, and we have while I is less than 9. Do something. Here we are telling our system to print whatever the value of I, and let's increment the value of I. If I don't increment the value of I, we will go into an infinite loop condition. Let's see what happens. While I just print 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8. Isn't it easy? We are just checking the condition here, and we are telling our computer do this. So it's like checking the condition here and telling whatever you want to do inside the loop. It's super easy to understand. So again, if I want my initial value not to be 0 to be 2, I just change this value and we are done. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's super easy. More practical use case of while loop is when we want to ask our user to input a certain number of times until and unless a condition is met. For example, let's create one sample string test, and let's enter inside this our password. Suppose I want to have this to be entered by my user, and let's ask our user input sample input, enter input, and let's just try to ABC. Oh, let's just try to print input as well. Print sample. Let's run it once again and see ABC. It will print whatever the input we have supplied, but they will keep asking our user to enter the input unless and until his input matches this password. Basically, whatever the string is supplied inside this keyword test. So while sample is not equal to test, keep asking the user to enter the input. Super simple, isn't it? So until and unless user enters the word password, we will keep asking user enter again and again and again. Let's see how it works. ABC. Okay, again enter the input. Let's enter something. Oh, again enter the input. So this will go on infinite until and unless I enter the exact word PSWT. That's it, done, and we are good to go. So this is a more practical use case of while loop. So this is it for the current video. Now see you in next video, guys.